Hey guys, this is Kelsey from Briar Farm. I'm here in the goat barn this morning with Nellie and I'm so excited. Last night I separated Nellie from her kid, Tiny Boy. He's the little dude right there. Hey, sweet pea. Tiny Boy is more than 2 weeks old now, so he's plenty old enough to go all night without a snack from mom. So this is our chance to see what Nellie's udder looks like when it's full. And oh my gosh, I am so happy. She looks amazing, which shouldn't be a surprise given her incredible pedigree, which I'll show you guys after I'm done in the milking barn this morning. But it's just so cool to see. So we're gonna be keeping her daughters for a while, but we won't be keeping any sons. We bought 2 other amazing bucklings who are unrelated to most of our does. And Tiny Boy, of course, is out of Aries, the awesome buck that we leased last fall. So I couldn't talk Mike into letting me keep him. So he will be looking for a herd of his own in, I don't know, a little more than a month. So if that's something you're interested in, send us a message. But today is about Nellie's incredible udder, which hopefully her son would pass on to another herd. So I'm gonna get Nellie up on the milk stand and show you this awesome udder I am so pumped about. What a good girl. All right, Nellie. Okay, so here she is. Look at that awesome rear udder. So she's got huge capacity in the back and she leans forward. You should be able to see her amazing 4 udder attachments. Maybe from this side you can see it better. There we go. So see how where her udder attaches to her belly, it's almost like her belly just continues. So that means her udder is really well snugged up on there. So hopefully, baby sees mama. As Nellie ages, her udder should stay up nice and high like it is now. When udders drop, mastitis is more likely to develop as the teats are kicked around and closer to the poop and dirt. So having a nice high udder like this is awesome. Nellie's teats are nice and wide and full of milk, so she should get a lot of milk out of that awesome udder in a hurry. And if you look at teat placement, you want teats to be pointed down, which these are. You want to make sure that they're not too wide, so not too close to the legs, not too close to the middle, so hers look like they're in a really great position. And the medial attachment, that's this part in the middle where the udder's snugged up a little tighter. Nellie's looks good. It's not too high, it's not too low, so it's not just a U shape down there. So that will also help support her udder as she continues her career as an awesome milking goat on Briar Farm. What do you think about being such a great goat, Nellie? Has it fulfilled your wildest dreams? Some of you may have noticed Nellie has an ear that's folded, which, if I were going to show her, would be a mark against her, but we don't plan to do any goat shows with the Nubians. It's probably just folded while she was in the uterus. She didn't pass it on to her kids. It can be genetic, but not always. All right, so I'm going to set up the camera and milk this awesome goat out. Let's get out. We're almost done, Mama. So, one thing I want to show you guys is Nellie is a new mom, so she's new to learning how to milk. This is her first freshening. So I got a lot of milk out of her, but you can see her udders still has a good deal of milk left in it. So part of that is her just being a little bit uneasy on the milk stand still. So they've got to relax, and that udder massage I was giving her at the end helps to let more of the milk out, but she's still holding some back for this little guy, who has been very vocal all morning. Should we give baby his breakfast, Nellie? You want to go see baby? Come on out to mom, little guy. Miss your mama. There they are. No big deal. All right, Nellie, let's get you home. I gotta find colors for her. Come on. So baby and mama will hang out together all day, and then at night I'll put Tiny Boy in with a couple other kids in the next pen over so they can see each other, but he won't be able to nurse in the night. And that's called kid sharing. So I just milk my goats once a day. I get more milk than I know what to do with. So that works out well. So baby gets all his nutritional needs met. He doesn't need any bottle feeding, and he gets to socialize with other goats at night. And then at 6 weeks old, I'll have to separate him from mom completely and put him in with our bucks, so he doesn't knock her up. All right, Nellie, let's go in the house and see how much milk you gave us. I'm curious because she was so big, but we have to keep in mind that she kept a lot of milk in there, just because she's not super comfortable on the milk stand yet, but that's okay. We'll get there, right, sweet thing? Okay, so we got a lot of milk from Nellie. So I'm going to pour it into this half-gallon jar. We'll see how much he gave us. It's graduated, which means I can tell how many cups of volume are in there. So we'll see just how much amazing Nellie gave us today. And remember, she had more milk in her that she wasn't willing to share with us today. So her total potential is greater than whatever this number will be. But I'm super excited to see what it is. So that's one full half gallon. And there's still a little bit more. Okay. So Nellie gave us a half gallon is 8 cups, plus another 1 cup here, and there's still more froth in the funnel that'll eventually drip through. So the expectation for Nubian is that a good Nubian should give you about a gallon a day. And of course that depends where they are in their lactation cycle. So when babies are very young, they don't need as much milk, right? Because they're tiny, but the milk is richer, so it's higher in protein and butter fat. And then as baby ages, their nutritional needs increase. So milk production usually peaks around 2 months when the kids are drinking the most milk. And then after that, the volume of milk produced and the amount of butter, fat, and protein would also kind of trickle off over time as the kids would be eating more forage. So hay and grasses and shrubs and that kind of stuff instead of relying entirely on milk. So for Nellie to give us more than half a gallon. And remember, she had a lot more milk left in her still. She is well above the expectation of a gallon a day if you were milking twice a day. Super pumped. What do you think, Maylee?
She gave it, that's all Nellie.
That's only Nellie. Yep.
You haven't, what?
Yeah. Bruin, do you like goat milk? Yeah. Is it so yummy?
Who's your favorite goat milk? Fawn or Starla or Starla. Yes, see?
That's the right
he even
answer.
agrees with me. Even he agrees with me. Good boy.
Starla is Maylee's goat. All right, I'm going to head back out to the barn and milk the other goats. I will show you guys Nellie's pedigree in a little bit, and we'll talk through why we expected Nellie would be so amazing based on her incredible ancestors.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a look at Nellie's pedigree. I am still learning all the tricks and abbreviations. The ADGA does have a really nice key on their website if you want to go look that up that explains what all the different letters and abbreviations mean. But I will walk you through Nellie's now. So you see in the top left corner, there's Nellie's name, Land of Haviland Nellie, TE Nellie, and then her registration number. Under that, you'll see her sire and her dam. So her sire is Land of Havilah ATL Triumph. And the stars around the DNA above that mean that his DNA has been genotyped and it's on record with the ADGA. So we're really certain that Triumph is Nellie's sire. It's not just something the breeder assumed, it's been verified by genetics, which is nice because goats are sneaky. Underneath Triumph's name, you'll see AI, and that means that he is the product of an artificial insemination breeding. And Triumph has earned his star B. So a star B means that he has earned this star B by virtue of his parents with production records meeting the ADGA minimum. So his mom has her milk star. And if you look to the right, where you can see Triumph's dam and sire, his dam on the bottom, SG Land of Havilah Shekinah Glory, is a 2-star M milker. So that means she's a second generation doe from her lineage that's earned her milk star. And earning a milk star means that a doe has met the minimum requirement of milk production for what the ADGA sets as an expectation for a good milking goat from each breed. And there's all kinds of math that goes into figuring out exactly what a goat of a different age or which lactation she's in, like how many times has she kidded, to figure out how much she needs to produce to earn that distinction. But it is really nice to see those because then you have evidence, you know that the goat and the genes that hopefully your kids will inherit are actually capable of meeting those requirements. Everybody loves their goats. And a lot of people say they come from great milking lines, but they don't have the data to support that. So it's really nice to see those here. You'll also see, if you look up at Triumph's sire, SGCH, Wingwood Farm Finding Atlantis, he is a plus star B. And those plus Bs, those pluses are earned when a buck's daughters earn their milk stars. So Atlantis has, and his parents had good genetics, so you can see his mom must have had her milk star because he's a star B. And he also passed on those really good milking genes to his daughters, who then earned their milk stars, and that's what's documented there with the pluses. All right, so if you look at the beginning of Atlantis's name, you'll see he has the distinction SGCH, which means that he has superior genetics. That's the SG, and that means that he has been ranked in the top 15% of all Nubians, which is really impressive. And then the CH means that he's also won a champion distinction in a show. So he's got good milk producing genetics and he's got really good conformation for showing. So Atlantis was the total package. And so if you look down at Triumph's dam, SG Land of Havilah, Shekin of Glory, she earned her superior genetics distinction also. Let's drop down now to Nellie's dam, her mom. SG, so superior genetics again, Land of Havilah, KA Ebony. Ebony is a 4-star milker, also the product of artificial insemination. And someday, when I do milk testing with Nellie, she should earn her milk star, and she will be a 5-star M because she would be the 5th in her maternal lineage to earn her milk star. So that's really nice to see that those good milking genes get passed on over and over again, because that's what we're looking for. It doesn't do you any good if you have goats whose parents were incredible, but they don't happen to inherit those traits. So it's nice to see that they're passed on from one generation to the next. Underneath Ebony's name, you'll see LA 2019, and that means that in 2019, Ebony's breeder participated in linear appraisal. Linear appraisal is when you sign up to have someone from the ADGA come to your farm, and they take a bunch of different measurements of your goats, and they can tell you what are the strengths of your goats, so what are things that Ebony was really great at, and it also can help you identify areas for improvement. So linear appraisal data is really valuable to breeders when they're making decisions about which doe to pair with which buck. Ideally, you'd like to find a buck to complement your doe. So maybe you're looking for, like, if your doe's escutcheon is more narrow than what you'd like to see, then you'd want to pair her with a buck whose dam and grand dams all had wider escutcheons, right? So this would be ways to improve your doe so that you're always producing better kids than the parents, which is going to be a challenge for me because Nellie is so awesome. All right, I think that's just about all of the jargon and abbreviations I wanted to tell you guys about. But if you look at Nellie's pedigree, she will be a 5-star M when she earns her milk star. So her maternal lineage looks awesome. Her grandsires on both sides are both ++ star B bucks. So those great milk genes are highly heritable. And if you look at Nellie's sire, Triumph, he also comes from well documented, excellent milk genes. And look at that, all 4 grandparents earned their superior genetics distinction. So all 4 grandparents were in the top 15% of all Nubians. And Ebony, Nellie's dam, also earned that distinction. So I'm really hoping we're able to help Nellie earn that spot also, because she's such a great goat. So you got to see Nellie on the milk stand and her amazing udder. You got to see on paper what had me excited about bringing her home to our farm in the first place. And it's really exciting to see the promise of her pedigree kind of come true in the milking parlor. All right, so now that you know about how amazing Nellie is, we are gonna be putting together our breeding plans for all the goats for the upcoming breeding season. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned to see who we decide to pair with who and why.